Hey, Zach.
Yeah, KK.
Have you heard that State Over There podcast?
Yeah, it's on right now.
Call Baja.
Are you going to be nervous?
The only time you get nervous is when you don't want a motherfucker to call you. It's a big hand. That's about it. I don't really...
Do you have a tell?
I don't know.
Like, you haven't... like
Feel myself and...
You haven't... No. Ugh. Who are you going to be playing against the film?
No. Let's say I'm like... I'm going to be in a room by myself.
I gotta figure out my tell, so I'm gonna bet against him.
Am I doing anything? No, I'm talking about like, let's say we go play like a local game or something, or at the casino.
What are you gonna set up, like webcams or something?
You can just, nigga has on your phone, you just videotape. So you can do that.
But
you just really want me to be in the room by myself.
Yes. Oh, that would be fucking awesome.
Did you see anything?
No? Alright, I'm gonna keep going.
I'm all in.
Your teeth start chattering and stuff like that.
But you know what?
You haven't like.
Well, that also could be you have a great hand. You know what I mean?
No, but a tell.
But it could be, well, it doesn't really tell you anything. Because I could either have nothing, or I can have a great hand. So that tell is really not a tell. Because you don't know what the hell's going on.
But if you, say you go all in. And your tail is like chattering teeth, and someone's like,
so let's say I do that, right?
His teeth are chattering.
Okay.
And so if you go all in, I know I just need to stay away from this hand, period.
All right. But then I had squadouche. I had nothing.
Okay.
So then you're like, so that tell is nothing. It's not a tell. It's just me being nervous.
No, it's a tell that...
To tell... Oh, right. I don't know what that is, really.
You're sending out vibes that you either... You're anticipating something big. You're anticipating something big off of this hand, and so that tells me.
But then also,
I'm gonna get out of this hand.
I see what you're saying. And but also, you could be like, "Oh, I think he's nervous," so that tells me.
Well, see, a lot of people will pay attention to a tell and be like, they might play into that hand just to see what that tell is, you know.
Okay.
If they pay attention to one person or something like that.
That also could be one of those things where it could backfire on you to where
you're doing something on purpose?
Yeah. And then you're like, okay, well, I don't think you have anything. Boom, I call you.
Well, I would think poker players would develop something like that to where they come up and like they grab their ear or something like that. I don't fucking know.
This ain't the movies.
No, I'm just saying, but you would they're not pulling it that hard.
I got it.
But they could come up and just like, play with their nose or just twiddle their fingers.
I know there was a guy on
like that.
He was on the World Series. Every time he had a big hand,
he touched his glasses.
No, he would put his hood on and kind of go like this. The fuck? Yeah,
that's a huge tell.
Yeah, it was. But the thing is, nobody picked up on it until they did the podcast. They broadcasted it. Talking about this is the
how do you not pick up on a guy going like this every single time?
Not every. Well, if you do it every single time, then that's not a tell anymore. But he did it when he had big hands, and nobody picked up on it. Seriously, nobody picked up on it.
Dumbass names.
And if you notice when he went to he made it to the final table though. But when you saw him at the final table, he didn't have a hoodie on though. After that, because he just like to lay on. I don't know.
But you haven't played with like Javen at like the same table, and he hasn't like been like, oh, I saw that your teeth were chattering on that one.
He's never.
That's why I put you in on it.
Yeah, he's never really said anything. He just says. No. What are you talking about?
I know if I was like a big time professional poker player, I'd always be paying attention to people and see if they do quirky things. Like I'd have someone in the audience just like fucking recording, and then I'd review.
No,
it's not.
No, cheating it has nothing to do with because you can go talk to your rail, and you can go talk to people after if you're on the hand like, what'd you see? Yeah, that nigga was just shaking his head.
You didn't see his hand shaking while he had his cards?
I was involved in the hand. I wasn't worried about it.
Do you ever get into, like, 5-card stud or anything like that?
I don't do it. Only thing I do is pot
like old time poker.
No, I don't fuck with all that stuff. I do pot limit every once in a while. But that's about it.
I guess like Texas Hold'em is just the poker. Just
pot limit is actually
real poker.
Pot limit is actually pretty tight because you get 4 cards.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to use 2 of those 4 cards. But the thing is, you have so many more chances to get like flushes and boats and quads. That like those things are all more common in pot limit now. So
I'd just go and play on riverboats with 5-card stud. Jackson Wild, woo! Yeah, and then shoot off.
You have no jacks, sir. You have no jacks.
Shoot off my pistols.
But you gonna shoot into the ground at about 6?
No, I shoot up in the air.
How are you saying?
Yeah, sir. You know you're going to jail,
security.
Right?
This is 2013. You need to stop doing that.
I'm supposed to have weapons in here.
Got the old school.
I'm going to Diamond Jacks too.
6 shooters.
I'd go in there and just be in character like the whole time. I need some warm whiskey. Some sweet ladies.
You sure you want to call me, buddy? You got a fucking ace up your sleeve.
Oh, wow.
The hand is quicker than the eye.
Get this guy out of here. Apparently he doesn't know it's 2013.
Oh, we're not playing 13?
Yeah. I would not mind playing that at the casino.
Shit, I'll be up there real quick.
I wouldn't mind. I was like, what? How do you get a dragon so fast?
That's how the cards were dealt?
How
That's true.
could you only do a four table, a 4-person table for 13, or could you incorporate like 2 decks and then have like 8?
That destroyed the game. It can only be a 4-person table.
Because some nigga will have 8 twos and he'll just be like,
I win.
just hold it.
I'm just trying to bring in the most people.
No, you couldn't.
Into
you would have to. You have
game.
to bring up some new suits, and it's just no.
Said new suits.
Yeah.
You could invent
diamonds, hearts,
clovers, horseshoes, blue moons.
race car.
I got 4 race cars. What? You know this game's confusing. Let's get rid of all that shit. Let's go back to the original.
Yeah, because
Apostrophe
4 race cars.
Wow, apostrophe 7.
4 race cars beat 4 turtles.
So my 7's next to it, apostrophe 7. I just don't know what to do.
And then 4 turtles beats
He's got super
4
dragons.
carrots.
Super dragons. Actually turns into a dragon.
You play with holodecks?
This is Yu-Gi-Oh?
Hey, nigga, we might as well.
Dude, I would love to do something like that. Like if you had, say, you were playing like Magic the Gathering or something like that, and you had they were like holodecks and they just played out in front of you like in Star Wars when they were playing that chess and stuff like that. That would be awesome. Like to see your actual cards come alive and fight the other card.
They have that on Xbox.
No. I want this in person.
I know what you're saying. I
don't want that. I want this in person, like right in front of me. That would be cool.
Sure.
What do you mean, sure?
Check it out. I'll look at y'all play.
Well, I would be all over something. It doesn't have to be Magic the Gathering or anything like that. It could be anything, really. You could make up you could play Pogs or some shit like that. I don't know.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
we don't have a holodeck for that one. We just play the old school.
Slammer. I used to love playing some Pogs.
Pogs.
That is like the one thing that took off so high and then crashed so fast.
In a matter of what, 3 years?
Less than that, man.
Yeah, less than that.
Because I remember it was just like the shit for. I think it was. To
I
me,
think
it felt
Pokemon
like.
came out and just destroyed that.
I don't think so, though.
I think it just went. I think it just died away because people were like, "Why do I have all these circular cardboard?"
Because we were still going to Kmart. When I first got my Pogs, we were going to Kmart.
You didn't go to
I went to like
MJ Design?
And they had that big ass silver tub, and you just reached
grabbing
it.
some.
What was it, like 25 Pogs for like $5 or some shit like that?
I don't
Either way, it was a
remember that.
rip-off.
I don't think I remember that.
You know what? In a lot of those Pogs looked like they'd be sponsored by like Ed Hardy these days. It was a bunch of skulls with like knives through the eyes with snakes on them and shit like that.
Like, look what I got.
Pogs.
Dragon.
I don't even know anybody who sells your Pogs.
I think I still have some in my top of that closet.
I don't think I ever understood the real rule of the Pog.
Oh, you just stack up your Pogs and you slam it down, and if they all flipped over,
you got them.
You got them.
Oh, you take people's Pogs?
Yeah.
You're supposed to.
Man, we never played. We just collected.
No, you're supposed to play.
I still used to play them, but
you're gonna lose your deck.
We just do it because it's fun.
No, a lot of kids I played with, we played for keeps.
Wow.
It's a hardcore Pog players.
Dallas nigga, you would have got killed.
Don't bring your Pog collection around here.
Say nigga, what you got?
Your Pogs, nigga.
I was like Pog champion for like 3 days.
Slamo. Pogs.
But then I'd wind up like losing. I think you made.
Damn, you could lose your whole fucking stash just like that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you lose all the time.
Damn, that's silly.
You better have a good slammer. You can't have.
Was there really a difference between the slams? I know some were heavier than others.
Some were like metal. Some were like clear, heavy plastic with like shit in them and stuff like that.
A marble one.
Yeah, no, there were different.
All gold.
There were different slammers. Yeah. That
one got stolen real fast.
I had like a black matte metal slammer that had like 2 dice.
Like, I only like the slammers.
That was like stickered on or something like that.
That was the more the slammers. Were
it was like the gayest little slammer, but
boom. I remember how Pogs, leave them in my pocket, wash them, room.
Oh fuck yeah,
Pogs.
I had like an orange like Pog holder. Just stick them all in, put the slammer on top. It's like, all right,
pretty much did.
Who wants to slam? Come on.
We play Pogs over here. I don't know. I don't know what you do.
That'd be like
92, 93, man.
Yeah, that has to be old school stuff.
It has to be like 92, 93.
No, I don't know about that.
Close.
Maybe like 94, 95. It had to be when we were like in 4th or 5th grade to understand that concept.
See, but then
because if we're
because I wasn't.
It's not. But like when you're in 1st and 2nd grade, you don't really know what to do, but other than collect them.
I was like in the 4th, 5th grade when that came out. So you guys are probably 4th grade then.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it was 4th or 5th grade. There's no way it could have been like 93. Well, no.
Pog fad soared and peaked in the mid-1990s before rapidly fading out.
I mean, it fell off hard. It felt like it was just a semester, really.
It did feel like it was here for like a year and then left.
Let's see, 1994.
Oh, podcast listeners, comment in on what Pogs you had.
Great advertising there. I like that.
I didn't have any Pogs.
Well, you must have been too poor. because Pogs were mad cheap.
They had Dare Pogs. Batman, anti-smoking, anti-drug, alcohol.
Yeah, they had. I couldn't remember a thing that didn't advertise with like Pogs.
Damn, I can't remember the Pogs, man. I really can't remember like my Pogs.
For some reason, types of silverware.
I had a bunch of like skulls and shit like that. They were.
Ric Flair.
They were like hardcore looking ones.
I remember I got like a whole box of them. That's how I got my collection. I got a whole box of them for $4, but it was actually supposed to be that one packet for $4.
Oh, really?
And I told the lady, "Oh, what's wrong with this?" And she it's something weird where since the whole box was unopened, she thought that was for $4. I'm like, and it wouldn't scan. So they did something.
Oh, so because it was kind of like trading cards where it'd have a whole box and a whole like individually, well not individually packed,
but I know what you're saying. The
like
little
sectioned off little things.
Yeah. So I got that whole thing for $4 and 30. It was like 32 cents or something.
Fucking smooth criminal over here, KK.
I didn't know.
Always pulling tricks when you were even back then.
I didn't know.
I would have done.
It was
I would have done the same thing. You knew.
I was smiling when I went home and just turned all the packages over and I was just like, yeah.
No, I just always remember my mom. She was always into like arts and crafts and stuff like that when we were like real little. And that's why we were always at MJ Design.
Oh, okay.
And then we'd see that silver tub and we'd just fucking just stick our hands in there and just pull out like handfuls. And they were like,
how cheap are they?
They're real cheap.
They were dirt cheap.
Like a penny?
It's cardboard.
Yeah,
I'm saying shit.
I don't know if they were a penny, but they would sell them like 25 for like $5 or 25 for like $3 and stuff like that. I mean, it was hard not to get into Pogs for how accessible they were.
That's back when they didn't have metal detectors. Just right out of there.
You could still steal Pogs right now if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'd be like, here's $5. That's still another day.
I'm talking if you were like in 4th or 5th grade right now. You know, if you're a grown ass man and you're stealing Pogs, there's something wrong with your life right now.
I hope you're on drugs. I hope you're on drugs.
The cop's like, I mean, is things going that bad right now? What are you guys doing?
You just got like carpenter pants on and you're just filled to the brim with Pogs.
Don't take my Wolverine Pog.
No, officer! Officer, come on, man.
And you're just sitting there just pouring them out onto the sidewalk.
People just looking at me just like, I don't even know what the hell that is that's poured out of his pants. Man, that shit is awful. That is hilarious.
Just being 27 years old trying to steal some Pogs.
I would hope they were on. I'd literally give them the benefit of that. You must be on drugs.
No.
It must be heroin.
Just love Pogs, man.
Now, I know that it'd probably be a big deal if you were stealing a lot of slammers, because those things were the expensive things.
I bet the Slimmers on eBay I bet there's one on there at least for $300 right now.
eBay Pog slammers?
Shit, eBay might not even know what it is.
$206 piece for $5.
Here's a question: how would you do if you're like you're 10 years old and they throw you into this world right now?
Mm-hmm.
How fast do you think you would adapt to it?
Oh,
real quick, 10.
You think so?
Yeah. I don't know. It'd be like sensory overload. Like you wouldn't. I don't know if a 10-year-old would know how to focus its time to learn to adapt to each individual thing.
Actually, the 10-year-olds learn faster than we would, because all they're doing is learning at that age. And 10, they can't do anything at the time.
That's true.
Yeah, I guess.
But you can't. I mean, you definitely couldn't just throw them into a room and be like, "Yeah, get on Google."
Oh, of course not.
Get on to Google and
get on to Google.
look up Facebook. What?
Yeah, of course not. That would never.
Here's this photo fast. Text me.
But no,
I need you to text me.
Is that what you're saying? Say you took a 10-year-old. Are you saying a 10-year-old now or a 10-year-old?
You at 10 years old, and I threw you into a room, and I'm like, here, text me this. Get on Google and go on this website.
No, there's no way I would be able to do that.
How
definitely. Long do you think it would have taken?
It probably wouldn't have took you that long. It'll take you a good month or two to at least know what the hell's going on. And especially because, a lot of that stuff...
Especially dealing with, like, computer stuff. Like, a 10-year-old me back in the day trying to understand computer stuff now and how accessible it is these days.
You'd be surprised how fast you learn. For a 10-year-old, all you got to do is get past the password part. And they would just go there
just clicking shit.
Virus.
Because when I was, I was 10 and 11.
When
I was 10 and 11, I was using computers.
Yeah, I was too.
We were using Macs, though.
No, I was using computers because Alex's dad had like 5 or 6.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, we're using Macs at school.
Yeah, but usually whenever you're at that age, you're having someone teach you how to do it, or at least set guidelines on how the functionality of it works. You just by yourself, blind,
and also you have
blind, but just going in by yourself, not ever having touched a computer or Xbox 360 or a fucking iPhone.
All that shit would just blow you away, really.
How long would that take?
As far as the Xbox, give a kid 2 hours, they'll figure that
out.
out.
Definitely that. But
yeah, that.
Give a computer, give him a day.
Oh, man.
I think it would take a week.
He's not going to know how to do everything on the computer, but he will know how to go to the internet and go to his favorite sites within a day. Now, fix that.
I'm talking about you talking about a 10-year-old from 95? You told him to now?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I'd give him a week.
I don't know.
I'd give him a week.
Yeah, I would give him a week, too. I don't think you give him a day.
You get on the internet, just do what the hell he wants to. Shit.
He won't even know what the internet is.
Yeah.
You know how fast he's going to click over it? No, 10-year-olds, all they do is just click on stuff.
Yeah, if they see the icon, they'll get on it. But they won't know that they got to type into Google.
You know how fast you find out you got to type to do anything on the computer? You power it up, you can't do anything until you start typing. If there's a password anyway.
I mean...
That'd be a little interesting.
Well, all he would know to do is just click on things until something pops up and then mess around with it. But after that day, I don't think you could come into the room and be like, okay, what did you do? And I don't think he'd be able to tell you what he did.
Oh, he won't know what he did. If you don't tell him what it is, he won't know what it is.
No, he will know exactly what to do again, though. Because that's the best way to learn. When you're forced to learn it by yourself.
But if you go in there and tell him, okay, I want you to get on the internet, type
You won't know
in
what the internet
cats
is.
to Google, and go to the third
You won't know what any of that
website.
is. You won't know what any of those words are.
I'm like, what? You might start crying.
You teach them two different things now.
I said, what? Google?
If you never went to the Google site, you wouldn't know what the hell you're talking about.
Well, if
Computer? Where's my
if
Apple
you click-
computer?
Tell me on the internet, you just know what the internet is. He might have been there before, but you don't know what the internet is.
No, not in 95.
well, he could. Well, he could read though. It says fucking unless he's using
The kid from 94,
Google
95 won't
Chrome
know
or
what the
something
internet
like
is.
that. No, absolutely not. Like if they just looked at my
If you
computer,
tell a kid to go on the internet, you put him in front of that computer. Go on the internet. You know, does one of your icons say internet on it?
it says Google Chrome.
Go to Google Chrome. He will eventually. It might take him, man.
Well, he has to know how to
15 minutes.
read.
Man, I don't know, man. A kid from 94, 95, I think it'll
I don't know
take
why
some
you
time.
think kids are retarded.
No, because it's a different time, though.
Time doesn't matter. It's all you have. They will learn immediately.
So you're making
That's like a kid not knowing how to use a VCR back in the day. He'll learn immediately. It's the same thing. You can put him in front of a computer. It takes a day to learn.
I don't know, man. If I give you
you're not
a
telling a
week.
kid to build a computer. You're
I'll
telling
give
him to
him
use the computer.
a week, and
or
he'll
a few days, he's not gonna
understand.
pick up like
How
that.
fast did you pick up a computer? How fast did you learn how to go on the internet?
Well, people told us what to do. People told me click this.
They at
click
least
that.
set the
So you
parameter
never
of what
you
I
touched
could
it,
and
you
do.
never did anything with it?
Not really. Just did what we were supposed to be told to do. I didn't know you were that kid. Just click it.
Yeah.
It's broken. Can I get another computer? Click it.
Why are you breaking computers by clicking
I
things?
just sound like you were clicking everything.
I mean, I'm sitting from the
Well, that's what you do now. Open up all those tabs.
Obviously, you're one of those kids that sat at computers, looked at it until somebody told you what to do.
Of course. I don't know who's fault. This ain't my shit. I'm not gonna be a 10-year-old kid just click.
That was all types of
Put
crap.
on what is this thing right here? What's this?
No,
slot?
well, in school, if you're at the computer, if you're at school,
Curiosity,
if you're at school and
you're
the
at
computer
school,
lab,
you're used to people.
they didn't
telling
want you clicking on shit. They just wanted you.
Anyway.
Oh, you just got lucky.
My teacher was walking around and be like, "Hey, don't. What are you typing?
Why are you on
The computer's not even on. Quit touching the keyboard."
Hell no, I fuck that. I find what the things do.
And then they're like,
No, great if you're
turn
at
the
your-
computer on.
Yeah, I don't. I think a kid from. I mean, that's just. But also, you can't take a kid from fucking 1930s and expect that nigga to know what the fuck is going on with the computer. Like, he's not stupid, but he's not from that time. He just wouldn't.
If you
that.
if you take a kid from 80s, 90s, and then throw them in today, they could relatively figure it out within like a week.
I don't know about a kid from the 80s on a computer.
Well, there were computers around.
Yeah, but that was all DOS commands and shit.
Well, I understand that, but you could give them a week and they'd start figuring out
Oh,
anything after that. It would take them longer and longer and longer.
I read a kid from the 1920s.
But the computer is off, and everything is off in the room. Say you just have a kid just walk into my room, everything off, and you're like, okay, figure out how to work this, and this.
He'll get the TV fast. I think he'll get the TV because he's gonna take the remote and just.
Depending on their level of reading.
Nah.
Well, that's true. I mean,
kid,
there's a TV only has like 8 buttons on it, so eventually
you give the kid, he's gonna know.
But he's got to figure out the cable box.
That's another one. He's still gonna get that. It's just because it's a power button.
Okay,
We all have the power button.
I'm not saying just turning it on, but learning how to use it. The TV will be okay. Cable's fucking difficult. Have you tried using satellite? That is fucking retarded. That's why I only like Vios. When someone has like DirecTV, I'm like, what the fuck channels are these?
I think he would learn that pretty. I mean, he won't do the on demand and all that stuff.
Well,
that stuff will
he's
get
got to
wild.
learn. He's got to learn how to.
Well, wow, you're gonna give him a crash course, huh? Just make
No.
Because once
you just take the kid. Everything is off, and I'm like, figure out how to do it.
Because
And at the end of the week, I'm gonna come in and ask you some questions.
He's probably gonna show you some shit that you did.
Quite possibly.
I mean, if that's his whole thing to do, I don't know. Just go back in time and go get us.
Oh, I would. If I'm gonna go back in time, I'm not just gonna come back and grab me, and then put me in this room.
Better take all these lotto numbers. And
Wait. Okay. So I've always wondered about doing that. say you go back in time and you know lottery numbers. How do you do that? Like, because there is going to be a winner. It's already preordained that John Doe over here will win it. But if you win it just like John Doe, what happens?
Win it before John Doe.
Well, what would you do? Okay, let's say
they take the timestamps from the lottos, and then they're like,
find out what the numbers are the week before.
No. All you would have to do is John Doe. Listen. John Doe. Let's say he won by quick pick.
Right.
So quick pick is a random. It randomly does it. So if John Doe went to Albertsons off a Beltline, so all we need to do is go there, get a quick pick, and now we've disrupted what was supposed to happen because we were never supposed to go to that Albertsons off a Beltline.
Oh, okay.
So
now
now
I understand quick pick, but what if he did from his own numbers that he typed in?
No, you can't do nothing about that. It's just going to be two winners. It's just going to be two winners.
What you have to do is find out what the numbers were the week before that and just win the week before he did. That way, even if he does win next week, he won't win next week because you just won the week before.
Yeah, definitely.
You're going to get less money than what he
That makes sense. That's even better.
Basically,
is the lotto...
You know how somebody won 600 million this
550.
week? Yeah. What you would do is instead of winning this week.
But are those numbers going to be the same as last week?
It doesn't matter. He's not going to play.
All you got to do is find out what the numbers were the week before.
He's not going to play now.
Okay, now I see.
And if he did play,
but what if
you switched it all up now?
Okay,
now you changed the whole course of everything because.
Now I see what you're saying. But what if you didn't want the 270? You wanted the 500.
Well, then you got to split it now.
Yeah. Okay. So you still get.
You don't have to split
or kill him.
Yeah. Well.
I guess you.
I'm trying to think how you would do that without doing anything too illegal.
You would just have to get.
You could hire somebody to have them mess up the machine,
but that's still illegal.
Sure is.
You just can't get caught.
Yeah, but you didn't do it.
Okay, but you hired him. I mean,
hey man, I dare you to do this.
That's like when you plan a bank robbery and then people go rob the bank, but they bring you the money.
Okay, so what if I dare a bum to go into the store?
You get in trouble for that too.
I dared him.
The bum was like, he dared me to go do it, thus telling me to
crazy
go
officer.
do it.
It's a crazy guy. I don't know what he's talking about.
He's wearing a tinfoil hat.
And I bet he told you I'm from the future too, didn't he? I'm out of here.
Sir, can I see your ID?
I'm out of here.
Oh, that would be funny. Okay, so if you go back in time and say you have to buy a lotto ticket, you can't bring back current currency. You have to go and find currency from that time. Because you can't take... Because you know how, like, the $20 bill's all different now?
No, that's still valid money.
I realize that, but you can't take a 2013 bill and take it to 1995.
No, hell no.
Why
are you doing that?
No, that's what I'm saying. You have to go and find a $20 bill from 1995.
When you time travel, you can't take nothing back with you. You come there naked.
What? No, this isn't Terminator. This is...
And you've seen the time traveler's wife, same thing. He didn't take nothing back.
I'm going off Back to the Future.
They destroyed everything. But also, time travel is different too. It's like I told you before.
It depends on the vessel that you're traveling in.
You're really going to different dimensions.
Exactly. Well, it's not different dimensions. It's different parallel. You just change it off. Let's say I go back.
No, we've had the time travel thing.
Universes.
Yeah, if I go back and I say, hey, what's up to Baja? Hey, what's going on, man? We're gonna be friends later on. Now I've altered his timeline, but when I go back, nothing has changed in my timeline. Yours is different now. It's a new timeline that has been created.
We wouldn't have been friends at all. Random ass guy comes in.
Oh, I know. But I'm just saying.
Talking to like 10-year-old Baja, you look like this.
No. Now you're just like, if I ever see a guy who looks like him again, I will not fucking talk to him. So now I have just.
I have proof. Look at all these pictures.
Childhood all over again.
So that Baja now, or if I just went up to him, just slap the shit out of him, just beat him severely. That Baja.
You've traumatized him.
Yeah. So now, when Baja comes back to his time, everything's okay. But that Baja from that time he just traveled to is going to be just fucked up. Like, he's going to be... And now his whole life...
So you're saying, different. Like, okay, you go and you slap Baja silly.
Yeah.
In that timeline. But you come back...
Baja won't even
He won't even know.
Yeah, he would never experience that.
But what if it's not like that?
It is like that.
How do you know? We don't know.
I watched
You watch
channels.
theories.
Yeah, those guys are smart though.
Okay, but it's still theories.
That's very true.
Just like the Bible, it's a theory.
Damn theory. It's a story that a nigga made up.
It's a theory.
What?
It's a theory. That's what stories are.
What's a theory?
The Bible is a theory.
The Bible's not a theory. It's a story.
No, it's a theory. Just like how
Adam and Eve and fucking flooding and shit.
It's a story, but it can also be a theory.
It's a story. It's not a damn theory because we know how the fucking Earth was created. Oh, some nigga said, "Hey, 7 days, I'm gonna do this and do that." That's a story.
Well, I mean,
he's correct.
That's a story, man.
No, you're correct. I'm saying you're right.
Yeah,
that's a story.
It's actually both.
That's what I'm saying. It's
a
both.
theory on creation, and it's also a story on creation.
I know what you're saying, but
you didn't make sense right
there. I understand, but no.
It's actually both. I stitched up. I got time for this argument.
I mean, it's just like how the Big Bang is a theory, and all the other stuff on how life was created.
Let's prove it.
No, it's not.
You read all this stuff.
And if they're, I mean, it's all theories.
There we go.
So, anything that can't be explained is a theory.
You're a theory. Oh, I saw this commercial where.
Really? You saw a commercial?
Yeah, it was crazy.
What was it about?
2 + 2. No, and there's these kids were playing basketball. It's all about sportsmanship. And these kids were playing basketball, and like the ball. Sometimes the ball goes out of bounds.
Out of bounds?
Out of bounds, yeah. And like, whoever last touch it,
right.
The ball goes to the other team, whatever. So
it was 2 kids then?
Yeah, 2 kids.
Just 2 kids?
And yeah, the ball goes out of bounds. You really can't tell what happened, but it just, you just see the ball go by 2 hands.
Mm-hmm.
And, it just honestly looks rather odd. But anyway, so it goes, and they go back to the huddle. That other team is about to get the ball or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This team 1's about to get the ball. And then the kid goes up, this black kid, he goes up to his coach. They're all talking to the huddle, saying some shit like, "Yeah, when we get the ball, you're going to inbound it to Jimmy." And then the kid all of a sudden goes, "I touched it. I touched it, coach. I touched the ball." And everybody's like, "What? What the fuck, James? This is the championship. Wait, don't ruin this for us." "Sorry, coach, I touched it." And I was just thinking to myself, you don't do that. You don't do that. You just, if it's golf or something, I understand. But when it comes
to
what
do you mean if it's in golf?
Well, I mean, if my ball moves,
mm-hmm.
I can't just be like, "Oh, okay." I have to put it back where it was, or I have to assess myself a penalty.
Why?
Okay, but that's all. That's all off sportsmanship, though.
No, but that's golf is different.
How's it different?
How is golf?
Because
golf is a gentleman's sport,
right?
Exactly. Basketball, nobody does that in basketball. If the ball touches somebody else, they don't care. That's just not. It doesn't matter. That's what the referee called it. So that's how it is. That's how it is.
That's what refs in sports like that.
In golf, you're your own ref.
Okay,
so
but
why the fuck should I do?
So why should you assess yourself a penalty?
Because just like Zach said, it's a gentleman's game. You have to be on the honor system.
If you're trying to win, fuck that. I move that motherfucking ball.
When you get caught, your ass is kicked off the tour.
Okay, don't get caught.
Right. If you're popular, you're gonna get caught. But it's just one of those things. It's more.
Do they not have officials that watch people play?
Because there's so many people out on the course at one time. So there's So you want to try? It looked like you wanted to try. It looked like you did.
I'm actually wondering. That's kind of weird.
No, because
everybody goes off. There's 18 holes. Well, they have 2 people that start it, and then once they get to a certain point, then 2 more people.
Everybody has tee times, so there's a 20-minute gap in each tee time. So you tee off on hole 1, and then by the time you're on the green, I'm going to now tee off.
Right.
So it's just keeps like that.
I understand how golf works, but I don't understand why, if your ball rolled, you would be like, "Oh no, I'm going to put that back and assess myself a penalty."
That's what you're supposed to. Especially, and also most times when that happens, the nigga that you're with is also watching you.
Right.
So let's just say he doesn't want to say nothing, and you do it anyway. He's gonna rat your ass out.
To who? To who?
To the fucking officials in there at the end of the round.
That's a bitch ass nigga.
Well, that bitch ass nigga just got you kicked out the tournament.
Exactly. That's why he's a bitch ass nigga.
This dumb nigga over here talking. He thought he could cheat. I watched the fuck out of him. I told him.
Okay, but that's all just going. That's all just going off of.
But I feel as if
choice of word. There's no one there impartial that would be like, no, it actually happened like this. That's why refs exist in
but you know
football,
what?
hockey,
even if the fact of the matter is, the ref called it. The ref is supposed to see what the hell's going on.
Right. No. Going back to the basketball thing. Yeah, I mean, just because the kid said I touched it in the huddle, which
so basically,
but at the end of the commercial,
you like flops.
Do
you like flops?
I don't really care.
What?
I don't. If it goes good for my team, all
Hell
right.
no, I hate that.
I don't buy flops.
Hell no.
If it works out for your team, it's okay. If it doesn't, then it looks stupid. But I mean, that's
what's your argument? You're trying to make
it's all plainly it's about sportsmanship.
There's no argument.
No, going back to the basketball thing. So you in the middle of the huddle, he says, "I touched it, coach," and the coach is like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
No, the coach didn't say that.
Oh,
the kids say
that.
The
kids are like, so. I mean, just because he's in the huddle and says, "I touched the ball."
Yeah. So he's like, "Yeah, I touched it, coach. I touched it." And then he says break, whatever, and he's like, "Sorry, coach," and he walks off, and he's like, "James, good job." And then the kid tells the referee, "Hey, ref, I touched it last," and then the commercial goes off.
What? The ref didn't already make the decision, and thus,
right? What ref is that? The ref just sat there looking.
I'm gonna see if this kid's gonna do the right thing.
No.
He better come over here and tell me he touched that ball.
That's good. I mean, it was Still watch this thing. Oh, you ain't got nothing to say to me? Okay, I got you. I got you.
I'll make sure you foul out.
That's good.
No, I mean, but.
No, I was just saying.
When you're little, you can do stuff like that, but once you actually get on a competitive team and you're actually trying to win, you shut the fuck up.
That was a high school thing, though. It was like for the
high school thing.
It was like for the championship, and I was just like, "No, I'm not telling shit. The ref already called it. Yeah. It's over." I mean, hey.
It's not up to you to be like, okay, yeah.
Hey, ref, that was wrong.
I did touch the ball, but. The ref made the decision that it goes against them, so thus.
That's what I was. To me, the commercial was just stupid.
Yeah, no, it is.
You don't need to tell nobody nothing. You didn't shoot nobody or do something crazy. Just the ref called it. It's his fault. You need to blame him. We're not seeing this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I touched it, coach. Nigga, shut up.
Sports.
What was the point you bringing that up?
Just about sportsmanship and what we think about.
He doesn't believe in sportsmanship.
Obviously not.
So I don't know.
Well, I know he does because he's like he's.
If it works for him, he believes in sportsmanship. Of course. So he doesn't believe.
Except for when he's playing golf.
He can't though because that's on the honor system. You
can't out of here with that.
You just can't do that.
Get out of here with that.
That's a big deal, man.
Hell no, it's a big deal in NBA. It's a big deal in golf.
No, it's a big deal because you govern yourself more.
Flops is a big deal.
No, they are. That's
no,
but you govern yourself.
It's the exact same thing.
Cheating is a lot worse in golf. It's not cheating.
What? When you get 2 free throws? Yes, it is.
It's not cheating.
That's 2 3-point.
The referee.
If you're at the 3-point line, you get 4 points.
Oh fuck that! I'd be a flopping ass dude if there was
the referee. The referee.
And if I was playing golf, that nigga just.
Yeah, until your ass gets kicked out the fucking league, you get kicked off the tour doing that shit.
I'm not getting.
They don't give you mulligans like
mulligan is some
bullshit. No. I know what a mulligan is referring to.
You don't get caught.
But I'm just saying a mulligan as in don't do that again or you get kicked out. You don't get warnings. Or once you're caught, you're done.
You're going to sign your card and you're going to get DQ'd out of that tournament.
Sign your card.
So once you're out of there, you're done. You're going home.
Sign your card.
So when you fill it out,
but there are multiple tournaments through the year, so you can get kicked off that one, but you can go to the next one.
If Baja does it like in 4 tournaments in a row, they're like, "Hey man, you're suspended." You just don't care, do you? Huh?
We saw you pick up the ball, put it in your pocket, walk to the hole, and then just kick the ball in. Layup.
I'm gonna get kicked off anyway, so I don't give a fuck.
No, sportsmanship. There's a fine line between sportsmanship and helping your team.
I see what you're saying there. Because I thought when I saw that I was like I never would have told my coach that. I just would have just been like,
that's something you just keep to yourself.
Yeah, well, you fucked up, ref.
Yeah, no, that's.
I touched you.
You said, no, I touched that ball, ref.
Well, excuse me, what? Good job.
I mean, there is no such thing as an honest, throughout his career or anything like that, that a person is like, oh no, that was my bad. That was my bad. No, assess me the penalty, please. No, that ball went off my hand, out of the bounds, so thus the other team needs it. There's no player that has ever done that throughout his fucking career. In any sport.
That's true.
Any sport. It's all about helping your team win. And if you do a flop and you get those 2 points and those 2 points help you win the game, you did a good thing.
It's true.
You did a good thing.
It's acting.
I don't like that shit at all.
Oops. I got the ball. And I hit...
But that's like in...
But that's also like in soccer, though. They do that.
In soccer, they do
it's
that.
Just part,
football.
It's part of the game.
They're trying to take it out. That's why they
No.
for that shit.
Nobody likes it when it happens against their team. But if their team does it and it benefits them, thus people.
But that's
like
hard
it.
to do for that because there's that team and that team. So
I understand that.
So it's always going to hurt somebody.
But I guarantee you that once their favorite player takes a dive, they're like, "Oh, that was a smart play. That got us the 2 points, and that's got us the win." But if they do it, but if it's a team, if it's a player that they hate, they're like, that flopping ass motherfucker needs to get out of the league.
Oh, yeah.
Suspend him. That's how fans are.
That's how anybody's in your life.
Exactly.
Why did I get caught? He did this. It's not fair.
I mean, hockey players do it. Football players do it, especially whenever they're
football players.
Yeah.
Hard to flop in football.
Not really. Whenever you're running down the sideline and you're trying to get a 50-yard penalty. Oh, he touched me.
Ooh, that's hard to do. That's hard. That's hard to do.
But it still happens.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, it does.
What kind of football?
Like offensive,
soccer football, nigga?
Offensive
you're talking about when he's
offensive interference and stuff like that.
That's why they have replays in football.
Pass
interference. Yeah, pass interference and stuff like that. Okay, yeah, you can challenge it, but it could still come up.
It's a lot harder. It's a lot harder to do.
But I'm saying it still happens. I'm not denying that it's hard or not, but it happens in every sport. Every sport has their floppers.
It's more. It'd be more the lineman holding somebody. They do that, and sometimes guys will get away with that.
Exactly. No, I'm just saying, or like people fall down when clearly I hardly touched him, and he falls down, and I get a penalty or some shit like that. I mean, it happens in football, it happens in basketball, it happens in hockey, it happens in every fucking sport.
Not for baseball. I think you can really. Well, I think there's like
baseball. You can fake like you got hit by a pitch, and you can take a base. Derek Jeter did it.
Oh yeah. You're right.
When he came up and he acted like it hit his arm or something like that, and he clearly didn't hit him. That thing was off by like 6 inches.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it happens in every sport that contact is allowed to happen.
Turpentine.